Hello and welcome back to Shuffle. The weirdness must continue. And knowing full well that the weirdness must continue. Let's go. Back to where the weirdness just left off. July 2nd. With sleepy half-open eyes, I checked the time again. This wasn't a dream. I looked around my room. It was quiet. There was nobody else but me. I glanced at the clock again. This wasn't a dream. 9:15 a.m. No matter how you looked at it, I was late. Immersed in the thought that maybe I was still dreaming, I slowly got out of bed. I scratched my head and looked for my clothes. They were nowhere to be found. Did Kaide oversleep? The chances of which were just as unlikely as having an extremely beautiful, stylish, smart childhood friend who was great as housework, had a great personality, and was completely devoted to you, but it was dead on. It's hard to believe that she really overslept. Since we were already officially late, there was no sense in rushing. I lazily stepped out of my room and opened the door to the dining room. There, I reflectively opened my eyes wide. Kaide! There, I saw my beautiful, stylish, smart childhood friend who was great at housework, has a great personality, and was completely devoted to me, lying on the floor unconscious. Time passes. I told you not to overwork yourself. If you're not feeling well, just come to me for help. I understand how terrifying it is to ask me to do chores, but still! Lesson 1. Do not conduct science experiments with food. As a chef in my own home, yes, I do agree with lesson number 1. Do not conduct science experiments with food, yeah. Lesson 2. We do not recommend magic that turns your red clothes purple. Please separate your clothes before washing to prevent damage from color loss. We can agree to disagree with that, yes. Lesson 3, do not touch girls' underwear. Yes, that is something that is definitely a no in this household. Yeah, I follow lesson 1 and 3 to the T. Lesson 2, I leave to the professionals. I can understand why she works so hard. First of all, we're living in a time where dinner can be instant noodles or be prepared by just adding hot water or by the simple use of a microwave. Yes, all that's well and good, but sometimes leftovers. That's all I'm gonna say. Leftovers. Anyway, you're going to rest for the whole day today. Got it? No, but if you have a different opinion, come back when you don't have a fever. Got it? Kaide looked as if she wanted to say more, but instead she closed her eyes in surrender. Good. What?
ちゃんと学院には行ってくださいね。こういう時のリンくん、 自分よりも他の人のこと優先するから。
Well, the thing is, Uncle's not here. Prim went back to the demon realm for a bit. That means you'd be here all alone.
リン君が言ってくれないなら、私も自分よりリン君のこと優先します。
But that sounds like a backwards threat to me.
私にとっては正しいんです。
I gave up. I knew how Kaede would get extremely stubborn when it came to these things. I was sure there was nothing I could do to change her mind. Alright then. I'll go to school. So, you're going to stay home. Rest and get better. Got it?
言ったけどすぐに帰ったっていうのはダメですよ。
Okay. She saw right through me. I arrived at school right after first period had ended. I called and notified the school before I came, so I had no problem walking into my classroom. Morning.
リン君、おはよう。リン様、おはようございます。
Shia and Nerne headed towards me as I walked to my desk. Morning.
こんな時間に、それもお一人で登校だなんて、どうかされたんですか？
Kaede stayed at home because she's sick, but since she still tried to come to school, I tied her to the bed.
それは新しい遊びの一種かい？
You stay out of this. Mayumi, take care of him for me.
はーい。そんなに好きなら向こうで縛られてましょうね。
いや、ちょっと待ってみないかい？俺様はするのは大好きだけど、されるのは。
Oh, don't worry, you're in good hands, my friend. You're in good hands.
大丈夫。痛みもすぐに喜びに変わるから。
She likes that. Just go with her. Mayumi's face lit up with delight as she took Itsuki back into the corner of the classroom. It's times like these when it's convenient to have friends able to go along with you instantly.
それで大丈夫なの？かえちゃん。
She took some medicine this morning, so if she actually gets some rest today, she should be fine. I'll be headed straight home as soon as school ends.
ぜひそうしてあげてください。病気の時に一人ぼっちというのは本当に寂しいものですから。もし手伝えることがあったら遠慮なく呼んでね。すぐに行くから。
Yeah, I appreciate that. I felt grateful for my friends in times like these.
さあさあさあさあ、こんなのと。
What? What about what?
これは
I wonder what's really going on there.
新しい世界が見えるかもしれない。
What? Why are we getting to... Never mind. Okay, maybe I don't need these kind of friends after all.
それじゃあまあ今日はこれで終わりだ。誰とは言わんが若干一名。お姫様のことが気になって仕方ないとはいえ気をつけて帰るよ。それで事故でも起こしたらあのお姫様自殺でもしかねないからな。
After leaving me with such warm, supportive words, if you call that. If Miss Benny left the classroom, Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. I left the classroom after exchanging goodbyes. I didn't have anything in particular to take care of, so I decided to head straight home. I felt that I was walking home faster than usual, but that's probably just my imagination. I quietly knocked on the door twice. There was no response. I'm home. I'm coming in, Kaede. I quietly opened the door after announcing my entrance. It seemed like we both kept our promises. I heard Kaide's quiet breathing from where she was asleep in her bed. I carefully felt her forehead without waking her up. Her fever had gone down quite a bit. I'm sure she just overworked herself. She always puts others before herself past the point of sanity. I can relate. Well, it was my fault for putting her under all that stress. She was even taking care of others in her sleep. Honestly. After lightly wiping the sweat off her face, I left the room as quietly as possible. As quietly as possible. And now then, let's tackle this last issue. Refrigerator, check. Plenty of ingredients, but requires cooking. Cabinet, check. Not a single packet of instant noodles or anything like that. I forgot to restock after eating the last one the other day. I ate some earlier. Snack shelf, check. A bag of potato chips and one snack bar. Can't really call that dinner now, can I? That leaves two choices. Go eat out or order delivery. That said, I'm not going to leave Kaede here to go eat out, of course. So that's a no. I guess delivery's okay once in a while. Let's see, where did I put that menu? I don't remember the number at all. It's gone. Kaede, did you really need to throw it away? It made sense though. We usually never ordered delivery and menus would get in the way if they piled up. Oh well. I guess this means dinner from the convenience store. The supporter of the masses, yes. Y'all can say what y'all want. But 7-Eleven has saved many a time in which I didn't want to cook. Or I was just stupidly hungry. Either that or Subway. That's quite the walk. Sometimes I feel like that. If I knew that it would come to this, I would have stopped on the way back from school. I headed for the entrance as I checked my wallet and reached for the doorknob, already exhausted. The doorbell rang with miraculous timing. Who is it? Whatever you're selling, we don't want it. The most gullible one is out on a business trip. The second most gullible is sick, and I don't have much to say when it comes to finances. I unwillingly opened the door. who I found standing there was definitely not selling something. Shia!
はい、お昼過ぎにかえちゃんから私の家の方に電話で連絡をもらっていたらしくって、熱で倒れてしまって動けないから自分の代わりに晩ご飯の支度だけでもお願いできませんかって。
You can cook, right?
お父さんはお酒とおつまみ用意して準備万端とか言ってたんだけど、さすがにそれはと思って。
Yeah, good call, good call.
迷惑じゃなかったら私が作っちゃっていいかな。かえちゃんほどうまくは無理だけど。
You can't. Okay, fine. That's okay. That's good. That's good. Honesty is the best policy. I didn't mind in the least. I was thankful beyond words. I was even more thankful that she prevented the old God King from coming over. Judging by the lunches she brought to school, Shia's cooking skills weren't bad at all. In fact, she was probably at a higher level than most girls these days. Right, it's Narinator I can't cook. No, that's no problem at all. You're actually saving me. Please and thank you for doing this.
それじゃあお邪魔します。
Even when she was sick, she took care of everything. I was moved by Kaide's thoughtfulness and Shia's generosity. It was enough to make someone believe in gods. One of those guys is actually preparing dinner for me right now. I heard Shia's cheerful singing from the kitchen, along with the sound of the pot boiling and giving off a delectable, irresistible aroma. Yeah, that's about the same as my sister's cooking. She would be humming and singing, and I'd be smelling something from the oven. And it's a wonderful smell. Shia's cooking skills were comparable to Kaide's. She prepared all the ingredients she had bought for tonight, one after the other. So, Shia, do you cook every day?
お母さんたちも手伝ってくれるけど、基本は私がやってるの。花嫁修行だって。
That's good training. Your parents. Does that mean the old guy king helps out too? I couldn't imagine that big muscular man wearing an apron and helping out with housework. No, I refuse to mention it.
私のうちお母さん3人いるから。
3?
知らなかった？深海って一夫多妻制なんだよ。
Oh yeah. Polygamous.
もちろん生みの親は一人だけどね。でも他の2人のお母さんも私のこと可愛がってくれて。
Okay.
私は3人とも大好きだからお母さんも3人区別なし。
Okay, I understand.
まあ産んでくれたお母さんはちょっと変わった境遇ではあるんだけどね。
I bet you do. Unusual. Why is that?
お母さん自身に何かあるわけじゃないんだけど、まあいろいろとこの辺りはまだ秘密ということで。
Hey. Shia playfully stuck out her tongue.
というわけで、はい、最後の料理が完成しました。牛肉とナスの味噌炒め。ピンくん、お皿出してもらっていいかな？
Right away. This is, your training is proved to be effective.
ありがとうございます。どう？かえちゃんと比べてどっちが美味しい？
Why are you asking me this? Well, that's a hard decision, but personally, I have to say Kaide's better. It's not your cooking skills so much as Kaide knows and cooks everything just the way that I like it.
そっか。やっぱりかえちゃんって怖いな。頑張って追いつかないと。
Well, I'm sure you're not too familiar with human realm food, so to do this, well, with that kind of handicap, I'd say you have a promising future ahead of you.
ありがとうございます。
Don't give up. I'm looking forward to what you make in the future.
そうしたらリンくん食べてね。
'Twould be an honor to sample your cooking.
よーし、頑張ってリンくんとかえちゃんの関係に近づくぞ。
I'm sorry. Relationship?
やっぱりずっと一緒にいるっていうのは最大の強みだもんね。
Aww. I don't know about that. Sometimes you're actually blinded to certain things when you're too close. I know how Kaede feels, but I personally don't know how to respond to her feelings.
そうなんだ。それじゃあかえちゃんには悪いけど、私たちにもまだチャンスはあるってことでいいのかな。
I have no comment on that. Seeing my obviously startled expression, Shia quietly and cheerfully giggled. That says a lot, and that doesn't. Time passes!
それじゃあお邪魔しました。
You were a great help. Thanks a lot.
いえいえ、私もリンくんに美味しいって言ってもらえて大満足ですから。
Hey, as long as it doesn't make me shit, it's good. It's like, okay, whatever happens after the fact, that's fine. But as long as I'm at the table, as long as it don't make me puke or just instantly make me shit, we're good. Because, you know, taking a dump sometimes can be a very dangerous thing.
あ、病人用のお茶も作っておいたから、かえちゃんに食べさせてあげてね。
Thanks again for everything.
また何かあったら言ってね。リンくんからなら24時間体制でお待ちしてます。それじゃあおやすみなさい。
Hi. Oh, Yasumi.
かえちゃんの様子しっかり見てあげてね。
Shia left with an unbeatable smile on her face. I was so grateful to have friends who were willing to help me out like this. I had to keep it together myself too. Kaede, are you awake? There's no response. I waited a moment with the tray holding her dinner in my hands. I'm coming in! I quietly opened the door after calling to her a second time. She must still be asleep. I softly placed my hand on her forehead without waking her up. Her fever seemed to have gone down significantly. I should let her sleep for the rest of the night. The rice porridge was ready for her, but now wasn't the right time for her to eat it. I turned away from Kaede and left the room without making a sound. But when I placed my hand on the doorknob, I unexpectedly heard my name. When I looked back, Kaede was still asleep. Is she still trying to take care of others? It turned out that she was dreaming again. To Kaede, it seemed like I was a master who monopolized a lot of her time. 'Don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. I'm here right now.' I replied as softly as possible and brushed my fingers against her lightly flushed cheeks. I thought I saw a faint smile across Kaide's face just from that. I did promise her. I gently smiled at her for the last time before I left the room. And that leads into July 4th. You know what? It's the weekend. Sure, let's do it. The sky above was clear for the first time in ages. It had been raining on and off the past couple of days, but according to the weather report, it was supposed to be clear all day today. And they say that now, and then what happened? Yep. She must have been enlivened by the clear weather since she practically danced out of the door. Nope. Prim was poker face as usual, but I sensed that she also preferred the clear weather. She kept looking up at the sky. No worries. I'm not against the idea. After nodding yes to Kaede, I turned back. Grim had returned the previous night. She was approved to stay with us for a while longer since they didn't find any apparent issues. But behind all of this, I suspected that both God and Devil Kings had greatly influenced the decision. So today we plan on going shopping for things Prim might need. For example, after the incident the previous week, we found out Prim didn't own a bra. Even for a young body like hers, it was necessary for her to own one. But that wasn't the real issue here. The real issue was... Why are they here?! That was the real question. Yeah, you're right. It is not so welcoming. Stuff. And you. Ow. You. Oh. Very nice. I knew for a fact that they would end up getting the most entertaining rather than choosing the best look for Prim. Are you sure about that, Asa? You really should. As I responded with my most mechanical voice as possible, I saw Kaede silently gesture an apology in my direction.
別に。オッケー。だったらしっかりと選んであげないとね。僕にお任せ。で、ちなみにリムちゃんのサイズはいくつなのかな？サイズって何？
Oh, she doesn't know.
なるほど。この辺りに関しては完全に無垢なままなわけね。
I bet it
よ
does.
ーし、張り切って選んじゃおうっと。
I see why I've taken a break from this. The derp is real. This wasn't going to end well. If at all possible, please don't get pumped up. Do it for me, please, Asa senpai.
あ、こんなの可愛いかも。どう？あさちゃんのセンスはいつも素晴らしいですわね。とってもお似合いです。
I feel very comfortable now.
でもこっちもいいかな。こちらなんていかがですか？あ、いいとこつくじゃないかレハ。うん、確かにぴったり。この色かわいい。いいな、買っていっちゃおうかな。
The cringe is real. Oh, the cringe is real.
元気なあさちゃんにぴったりですわね。どうりえちゃん、これ僕に似合うと思う？
What?
まあ、そこで一目散に兄さんに尋ねられるあたりが素敵ですわ。
Ah,
朝先輩、今日はリムちゃんの下着を。 あ、そうだった。ごめんねリムちゃん。お詫びと言っちゃなんだけど、この色なんてどう？栗村さんは美人さんですから、黒もお似合いですね。ほらほら、リムちゃん、どうセクシーリムちゃん。子供のようなあどけなさの中に潜む大人の色気がポイントよ。
what?
というものですがね。でも基本通りにチラっていうのもいいかな。なんといっても純潔と清潔さの象徴だし、辺り一面を染め上げる真っ白な雪の色。純粋なプリムラさんらしい色ですわ。でもそれだと味気ない気もするのよね。水色やピンクもいいかな。一部の方々に大人気のストライプなどもいかがですか？
If I had a webcam right now, the face I'm making is... It'd be like, oh my god, what am I looking at? Why am I still doing this? Can we get another scene, please?
うわ、彼はあざといところ狙ってくる。だったら同じく一部で大人気、こっちのライトグリーンなんてどう？ちなみに今日の僕のと同じ色。りんちゃん、ちょっとドキッとした？
In any case, I understand now that you're shameless, Asa senpai.
ああ、なにそれ。せっかく人が手伝ってあげてるのに、その言い方はないと思うな。
You're enjoying yourself more than helping out.
リンク、大丈夫ですか？疲れた顔してますけど。
Exhaust is calling it lightly, dear. anyone would be after witnessing this decision process. It was already bad enough that I was in the women's underwear section. To be dealing with all of this on top of that, how was it going to last? I was going to feel emotionally violated if I stay here. Oh, hey, wait a minute. If I stayed here. Now that I think about it, I'm serving no purpose by just standing around. Seriously, why was I even there in the first place? So, Kaede, I'm gonna wander around. I'll leave this to you.
はい、わかりました。
Uh-huh, yeah. I mean, I'm a guy. But sometimes a guy can only, and I do mean only, tolerate so much from women. Yeah, being in that part of the world, yeah, you want to leave. I understand how it feels. I want to leave too. I want to go outside. I need to breathe. Let's meet at the train station when you're done. And how about in an hour? I hurried out of the underwear section after I proposed my plan. I heard Asa Senpai say, "He ran away!" But I pretended that I didn't. The truth is, I was running away. Yes, the truth is, I was running away. And I ran so far away. Komore, babe. Komore B. Yeah, Komore B. It's been a while since I've actually been on this, so I had to refill myself with some words. Komore B. Street was busy as expected since it was the weekend. Also, had been raining continuously. It felt like ages since we'd last seen the sun. Glad I got out of there. Now what to do? I shall select my destiny just by getting something for her. Well, since I'm here, I should get something for Prim. And I wonder what she would like. I know she had emotions, but she was always so expressionless. There was honestly no way to tell what she was interested in. In the meantime, I tried to see if I could remember anything from the time we walked the shopping district together the previous week.
じゃあ、いい。
Prim had left the prize catcher machine disappointed. What was it I caught her interest in it before? It's whatever was in that machine when I first met Prim. Digging through my memories, I thought hard. When we first met. I stopped short. I was next to a small fancy goods store. Girls would go crazy for the stuffed animals displayed there. Stuffed animals. That's right, cats! That's what I've been in the prize catcher machine that time. Usually, Prim didn't show interest in anything, but I had figured out the one thing she was interested in. It had been stuffed cats. After I finally figured out the answer, I jumped into the fancy goods store. Let's see, stuffed cats. They shouldn't be that hard to find. Okay, I choose this one. I picked out a set of 2 stuffed cats, one white and one black, connected to each other. I peeked into my wallet to judge whether I could afford it. Well, it's not a bad price. But still, it wasn't cheap. Seeing 4 zeros was a bit discouraging. So what? Money's there to be spent! If in doubt, buy! I don't want to regret not buying it. After I encourage myself this way, I grab the stuffed dolls and walk to the register at once to avoid losing momentum. I mean, it's the only thing she's ever shown interest in. It's the least I could do. Feeling half defeated, I put on a faint smile and handed it to the cashier. I'll just have to budget carefully this month. At Kaide's apology, I glanced down at my wrist. Yeah, I promised to meet over an hour ago.
りんちゃん、お待たせ。ごめんね、ちょっと遅くなっちゃった。申し訳ありませんですわ。時間かかった。
There was no need to ask why they were late. Were you able to buy something at least? I asked Kaede with a concerned look. She responded with a forced smile.
とりあえずは。
I hope at least some of it is decent. But with Asa Senpai, I wouldn't be surprised if she bought see-through camouflage or something with holes.
レジに持っていきそうだったんですけど、なんとか我慢してもらいました。
Good girl! Good girl! Good! Well done! Kaede held up the shopping bag as if to show proof, and I patted her on the head as a reward.
りんくんはお買い物済んだんですか？
Yeah, I got something unexpected though. Here, Prim. I have a present for you. I placed the bag I was holding in Prim's hands.
見分け？
Yeah, you know, we'll get. Open it. Prim opened the bag with a curious look on her face. When the two stuffed cats were revealed, she looked puzzled.
猫。
Aw, it looks so adorable. Wasn't this the kind of thing you wanted before?
猫。
Yes.
猫。
Yes. Girls love cats. Prim repeated the word several times as if making sure of it, and hugged the two stuffed cats with great delight. There was no mistaking it. That was the very first time I ever saw Prim smile.
へえ、りんちゃんやるじゃない。まあ。りんくん、優しいですから。
It's nothing. I just saw it and remember how Prim acted like she really wanted the stuffed cats. I intentionally looked away as I tried my best to sound strong.
でも、予定外のものだったんですよね。予定内だったものはどこに行ったんですか？
Kaede slightly tilted her head and giggled.
リンくん、やっぱり優しいです。
Yeah.
猫。さーて、それじゃお腹も空いたことですし、どっかでご飯食べてきましょうか。
You're paying for it.
この前のケーキ屋さんなんていかがですか？あ、いいわね、そこ決定。朝先輩。
We can't get a decent meal at a cake shop. Only Asa Senpai would suggest such a thing.
この3人が揃って料理っていうのも久しぶりよね。
Oh dear.
少し時間の使い方がうまければいいんですけれど。楓はどこかの誰かに尽くしてないと死んじゃうから仕方ないわよ。
You're really not helping.
私はそんな照れない照れない。まさか隠せてるなんて思ってるわけじゃないでしょ。隠すなんて
Stop it! You're embarrassing her! Keep doing that. It sounds good. I heard a dangerous conversation coming from the kitchen. I wisely kept quiet and calmly waited until it ended. If I did anything to draw attention to myself now, it was sure to end awkwardly for both of us. Still, the three of them were cooking together. It made me excited just thinking about it. I could expect food that was even more delectable than what you could expect at some 5-star restaurants. Because nothing says loving like home-cooked food. I still feared the conversation during dinner, though. She loves her kitties. Primarily like the stuffed cat, she was still hugging them where she sat on her chair. I never expected she was going to be this happy. I wonder if she has some kind of emotional attachment to cats. She probably does. And time passes. Brilliant colored dishes were set upon the table. Somehow I assumed that I would see restaurant-style dishes, but the food served in front of me was all your typical home-style cooking. Meat and potato stew, chopped burdock root, potato salad. The table was packed with comfort dish after comforting dish.
こういうありきたりなものほど実際は美味しく作るの難しかったりするんだから。せっかくですし、レストランなどで食べられるようなものを作ってもつまらないですから。
That or smart vinyl.
家庭料理ってその家独自の味が出ますから、大勢で作るときって楽しいですよね。最近は見た目重視の派手な料理が目立ってるからね。僕としても料理界の未来を憂えるばかりですよ。
Today's episode is brought to you by cooking. Yes, cooking. You know you want some. What world was she talking about?
栗村さんはその猫さんたちがとっても気に入られたのですね。でも食事の時は置いておいた方がいいんじゃない？汚れちゃうわよ。一緒。ミミちゃん、本当にお気に入りなんですね。名前つけたりはしないんですか
Puru 1 and Puru 2. No? Mew and Mew 2. No? Chocolate and vanille. Maybe?
もうついてる。まあ、ぜひお聞かせくださいませんか？白玉と黒玉。
Black and white.
わかりやすくて可愛い名前ですね。シンプルイズベストって言うし。栗村さんらしい可愛いお名前ですわ。
Was I the only one who thought they were a bit too simple? The conversation became focused on me, who bought the dolls, then moved on to subjects of potential girlfriends, how cheating was prohibited, and opinions regarding the polygamous country, which caused quite the debate. I hope you feel as sorry as I did. I hope you feel as sorry as me. Sorry. I hope you feel as sorry for me as I did. Even so, the cooking was out of this world. Time passes.
さて、明日から期末テストだしね。いい息抜きになったところで最後に復習でもしておきますか。
Don't remind me of unpleasant things like that.
リンク、忘れたままの方が危険だと思うんですけど。
Don't remind me, please. Seems like it'd be pretty fun. I know Kareha-senpai is smart, but Asa-senpai, your grades aren't that great, are they?
あら、リンちゃん分かってないな。期末試験って言えば学園行事、一種のお祭りじゃない。僕が張り切らないわけがないでしょうが。さすがは朝ちゃん、ご自分の信念をしっかり貫いていますわ。
I don't think that means what you think it means.
ああ、家庭科の期末試験があればな。少しくらいは平均点上がるのに。
That's absurd.
朝ちゃんでしたら100点満点も夢ではありませんものね。それじゃありんちゃん、楓、リムちゃん、今日はお疲れ様。またねー。お疲れ様でした。皆様、おやすみなさいませ。
You too. After the turbulent two left, the house became deathly silent. The change was so drastic that it even felt a bit lonely. Well, that sure was a tiring day.
でも、楽しかったです。
Well, we did spend it with those two after all.
あのお二人ですから。
Prim, you were being treated like a toy by them. How'd you feel?
よくわからない。でも、いろいろなものをつけてみるのはちょっと楽しい。
That's always good. Hear that? If she says so, then I guess it went well today. Alright then, I'm off to endure the vain struggle towards passing the exam starting tomorrow. The key is to memorize as many things as possible in one night. Ah yes, cram. Boy, I hated cram.
眠らないのは体に良くないですよ。ある程度は睡眠を取らないと。
I do every night after I record. Unfortunately, I can't really afford to sleep at this point. Kaede, you don't seem stressed about it. You have such an advantage being smart.
そんな余裕だなんてことはありませんよ。それに、リン君だってそれほど低くはないじゃないですか。90点で打たる強手だって。
In some subjects. I'm really inconsistent though. Now I'll get high grades in one subject and then fail the next one miserably. It's like walking a tightrope hoping for a miraculous good score. Sorry, Kaede. I'm going to use the bath first today. Can you make me a strong coffee while I'm in there?
夜食も作っておきますね。
That'd be great. Alright, my day off was over. Hell was still down the road. And that leads to Monday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually stop here, like so. And just save. And then when we come back, July 5th. Those damned final exams. Next time on Shuffle. Stay tuned for the next part.